the houses around here, they don't have enough land. I either have to move out to Chino to get a bigger place to have all this stuff, or I gotta buy like 2 or 3 of these houses and build. And guess what? If I do that now, I got the nicest cars on the block. I got the nicest everything on the block. So how does looking at it from Snoop's eyes, he might be like, bro, I love the hood, but I'm not styling around in a McLaren driving down the hood or parking in front of my house in the hood.
I could be looking at life in the hood with rose-colored glasses, but I think that we don't give our young people enough credit.
Mm,
Um, I think that they go for the things that they are only minimally exposed to. So there might be an issue with him driving around in a McLaren because the young people that are in his neighborhood seeing him driving around in that McLaren are not exposed to what that kind of lifestyle actually looks like. So if our millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires spent more time exposing some of these young people to the business end, started incentivizing them to perform a little bit better than they had before, keep their nose clean, I think we might see a decrease in a lot of the foolishness that's going on. But there's still so many degrees of separation between the McLaren and the young folks who have their eye on the McLaren. Then they don't really see a path to get there besides I see it and I'm gonna take it.
mm, yeah.
Rose colored glasses, possibly.
You said what? Rose colored glasses? Maybe, maybe, but it's valid. It's valid. It's a very valid point. I don't know who begins the process,
Right,
which is probably the hardest part.
right.
But even going back to your idea, not your idea, but your um speaking of the idea of a village,
Hmm.
if you had um a Snoop, a Dre, Cheryl Swoops, Kobe, but you had groups of people that were showing it together. Not so no one felt like they were showing off because that's also a problem. But somehow finding a way to kind of bring people in. We're doing these car show events. Come check it out. Sit in the car. Everybody, whatever. Opening their eyes to that, then yeah, you're right. Maybe there's a possibility that it doesn't feel like, ooh, I need that. I gotta take that. It's like, oh yeah, that's what's up. That's Snoop's McLaren. You let me sit in it. It's crazy inside. Like, it almost feels like he one of you now that just maybe has a few more things than you, but y'all still the same. Instead of he way up here, you way down here, and then you have that disparaging distance.
I do want. I know we're using Uncle Snoop as an example, but I do want to put some respect on Uncle Snoop because he is one of us, one of our OGs that is actually giving back, and he is doing the work in the neighborhood. So respect, Uncle Snoop.
That's a fact. That's actually why I picked him because it couldn't be taken the wrong way because he's actually
Right,
doing it. You'd hate
right.
to pick somebody that ain't doing nothing. They like,
And they feel like you calling
you
them out.
trying to
Yeah,
tell me that?
yeah.
Like, hey man, hey, do your little podcast and leave me alone, bro. All right, so you lived in LA. You have a
Hmm.
great